Have you ever noticed that when you finally have the money, you no longer have the time? Or when you had all the time in the world, your bank account was empty? It's a frustrating paradox that many of us live with every single day. Why does it feel like money and time are on opposite ends of a seesaw? When one goes up, the other inevitably comes down. Well, today, we're going to dive deep into this phenomenon. We'll explore why this happens, the psychology behind it, and most importantly, what you can do to start balancing the scales and live a life where you can have both. Let's start by breaking down the early stages of life, like your teens and 20s. For most people, this is a period defined by an abundance of time. Think about it. Long summer breaks, fewer responsibilities, and a seemingly endless future ahead. You have the energy and the freedom to travel, explore hobbies, and spend countless hours with friends. But what's usually missing? Money. You might be a student, working a part-time low-wage job, or just starting your career at an entry-level position. Your income is limited, and big purchases or luxurious experiences are often out of reach. In this time is your greatest asset. You use it to learn, to grow, and to build the foundations for your future. The trade-off is clear. You exchange your time for education and experience, which you hope will eventually translate into more money. So, the equation is simple. Lots of time, not a lot of money. You're essentially investing your time capital to build your financial capital later on. Now, let's fast forward a decade or two. You're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. You've climbed the career ladder. Your salary has increased, you've made some smart investments, and you're more financially secure. You can finally afford that dream vacation, the nice car, or the house you always wanted. But what happens to your time? Suddenly, it's the scarcest resource you have. Your career demands more of you. You might have a 60-hour work week, constant emails to answer, and meetings to attend. If you have a family, your free time is dedicated to your kids, school runs, and household chores. Your calendar is packed from morning to night. The freedom you once had to be spontaneous is gone, replaced by a rigid schedule. You have the money to do anything, but no time to do anything. The seesaw has tilted. You've successfully converted your time into money, but in the process, you've sold off the very resource you need to enjoy it. This is the classic trap of the modern professional. Financially rich, but time poor. So why does this happen? The core reason is the fundamental structure of our economy and how we're taught to value work. Most of us operate on a model of trading time for money. The more time you put in, the more money you make. A salary is essentially a contract where you agree to sell a certain number of hours of your life to an employer each week. To increase your income, you either need to work more hours or increase the value of each hour you work. The latter often means taking on more responsibility, which, you guessed it, usually demands more of your time and mental energy. We get caught in a cycle. We work hard to earn more money, to improve our quality of life. But the very act of working so hard diminishes the time we have to enjoy that life. It's a hamster wheel that's very difficult to step off of. We recondition to believe that busyness is a badge of honor and that a full calendar is a sign of success. The psychology behind this is also fascinating. As we earn more, our lifestyle expectations tend to rise, a phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation. The apartment becomes a house, the budget car becomes a luxury SUV, and the simple vacation becomes an elaborate international trip. To maintain this new, more expensive lifestyle, we need to keep our income high, which keeps us locked into our demanding jobs. We become afraid to step back, to work less, or to take a risk on a less time-consuming career path, because we don't want to give up the comforts we've become accustomed to. It's a golden handcuff situation. The very things we bought to make us happy end up chaining us to a life with no time for happiness. We start chasing a future where we'll finally have enough money to relax. But that finish line keeps moving further and further away. So, how do we break this cycle? How do we find the sweet spot and start building a life with both more money and more time? The key is to shift your mindset from trading time for money to creating systems that generate income without your direct, hourly involvement. This is the concept of passive income. It's not about getting rich quickly. It's about building assets that work for you, even when you're not working. This could be investing in stocks that pay dividends, owning a rental property that generates monthly income, or creating a digital product like an online course or an ebook that sells automatically. You could also build a business that doesn't solely rely on your personal hours. By creating scalable systems and hiring a team, you can remove yourself from the day-to-day operations. The goal is to decouple your income from your time. When your money is no longer tied directly to the hours you put in, you reclaim your freedom. Now, building these systems takes time and effort up front. It's not an overnight solution. You might have to use your free time in the short term to build these assets for the long term. But think of it as an investment, just like you invested your time in education when you were younger. This time, you're investing your time to buy back your future time. Start small. Maybe it's learning about index fund investing, saving up for a down payment on a property, or starting a small side hustle online. The journey begins with a single step. Another powerful strategy is to consciously define what enough means to you. We live in a culture of more. But if you can get clear on your values and what truly makes you happy, you can resist the urge of endless lifestyle inflation. Do you really need the bigger house? Or would you be happier with a smaller mortgage and the freedom to work for days a week? Do you need the latest designer clothes? Or would you prefer to spend that money on experiences with loved ones? By intentionally designing your life around your priorities instead of societal expectations, you can reduce your financial pressures. This gives you the breathing room to make choices that favor time over money. It's about being the master of your money, not its servant. When you know your enough number, you know when you can afford to trade potential extra income for more personal time. Ultimately, the goal is to achieve a balance that works for you. It's not about quitting your job tomorrow to live in a cabin in the woods, unless that's your dream. It's about making intentional choices. It's about looking at your life and asking, am I happy with this trade-off? If the answer is no, then it's time to start making changes. Start by tracking your time to see where it really goes. Automate your finances to build savings and investments without thinking about it. Start learning about one form of passive income that interests you. And most importantly, give yourself permission to value your time as much as you value your money. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can always earn more money, but you can never earn more time. By understanding the dynamic between these two critical elements of our lives, you can start building a life that is not just financially rich, but rich in time, freedom, and fulfillment. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on how to live a smarter, freer life. Let me know in the comments which stage you're in. Are you time rich and cash poor, or cash rich and time poor? I'd love to hear your story. See you in the next video.